Kia ora everyone. The face mask tutorial, yes, is the odd one out of the little Vicar bunch. I feel that it's important for you guys to know how to make a face mask in case you wanted to make your own. The first thing that you'll need is a plate, repurposed fabric, cotton t-shirt, a ruler, pins, regular scissors, fabric scissors, wire, pencil, a piece of A3 paper, and thread. First we're going to start off with our A3 piece of paper. Place the plate on top of the A3 piece of paper and trace around it with your pencil. Using your regular scissors, now cut out the circle. Fold the circle in half. Now fold that half in half. We are now going to measure 4 centimeters up, and on the other side, 8 centimeters up. Using the curve of your dinner plate, we're now going to link the 4 centimeter mark up to the 8 centimeter mark. Trace along the line. Taking our regular scissors, we're now going to cut out that curve. And there you go. Now we have our mask pattern. It sort of looks like a bow tie. Now it's time to look at our fabric. I've chosen this polka dot old apron. Make sure when you're placing your pattern on your fabric that you have 2 layers of fabric underneath it. I'm using a pin to make sure that it stays nice and sturdy. It's also important to make sure that your fabric is nice and flat so there's no folds underneath it. Taking our fabric scissors, we're now going to cut around the pattern. Now that we've cut out our pattern, you'll see that we have 2 pieces of fabric. Make sure to flip them over so that what we want on the outside at the end of the project is in the inside for this bit. Making sure they're all lined up, we're going to take our pins and re-pin the fabric. Now as we start sewing, the first part that we're going to sew is the left side and the right side. Feel free to go nice and steady and make sure that you have enough room on the side that there won't be any holes popping through. Cut off the pieces of thread as you go, otherwise it can get quite annoying. Now we're going to sew along the curve of the mask. This will help give us the shape of the mask. Go all the way along for one side. Now for the second side, it's important to start and then leave yourself 2 to 3 centimeters worth of a hole. That way we can turn the mask inside out. Continue along the line. I'm going to stop. Make it secure right to the edge. And now we're going to turn the mask inside out. This takes a while and I like to use my scissors to make sure that the edges are nice and straight. Now our mask is inside out. We're going to go along the edges again. This is a sort of finishing and maintaining of the shape. It also enables us to cover that hole that we've just made. Fold it over so that you don't notice. Now we start sewing. It's important when sewing to go slow and steady and listen to your machine. If it sounds like it's a bit rough, or you feel like the fabric isn't really moving by itself, then we need to stop and re-look at how our thread is going through. Now it's time to make a holder for where our elastic's going to go. We fold over the edges and then we sew. Make sure that you have a feel of where the extra fabric is. I like to sew on the outside so that the inside looks a bit more rough than the outside, if that makes sense. Okay, now we're going to cut our straps. So I've gotten an old cotton t-shirt and I'm just cutting a few strips from it. You can use any colour t-shirt, but I had a pink one lying around, so I'm doing it as my repurposing. Now we have our 2 strips. This is the fun part. So now, using our wire that we've got, we're going to thread our pieces of cotton, or our straps, through our little holders that we've just made in our mask. So just thread the wire through, and easy enough, just wiggle it through, pull it through, grab the edge, and boom, we've got 2 parts. Do the same on the other side. Sometimes your wire can break off or get stuck. Just try and wiggle it through with a pencil or something. Try and gauge what size you'll want your mask to be. We're going to sew over it quickly to make sure that it's nice and tight. You can go through it slowly or quickly with your sewing machine, or even do it by hand. Tying also works because then you can adjust it. Now we're going to feed it through so that you can't see. Now we're going to do the other strap. And there you go, you have a mask. Feel free to share the mask that you made with us on our Instagram. Simply #MadeWithLittleVicar. At Little Vicar, we are passionate about reusing fabric and repurposing materials. That's why our Repurpose It section will have a video about how to turn your face mask into something else. It's a secret. Head on over to it now.